Once, in a serene pond surrounded by lush green trees, lived many fishes and crabs. Among them was a crane, who had made the pond his home. For years, the crane thrived, catching fish and crabs with ease, and life was peaceful. However, as time passed, the crane grew old. His wings were no longer as strong, and his once sharp beak could no longer catch fish and crabs as quickly. He began to grow weak and hungry, unable to hunt for food. The crane thought of a cunning plan to solve his problem. One day, the crane sat by the pond, looking sad and lost in thought. The fish and crabs swam and crawled near him, but he made no attempt to catch them. This unusual behavior caught the attention of a wise crab, who approached the crane. "Crane, why do you look so sad today?" "Are you unwell?" the crab asked with concern. The crane replied, "I'm fine, but I'm worried about all of you. The villagers are planning to close this pond and build a large building here. They say the pond will be filled in. I'm afraid you'll all lose your home." The fish, overhearing the crane, became worried and swam up to him. "Crane, is that true? What can we do? We don't want to lose our home." The crane, pretending to be kind-hearted, smiled and said, "Don't worry. I have a plan. I can help. I will take each of you, one by one, and carry you to a beautiful, safe river where you will have plenty of space to swim freely." The fish were relieved and agreed to the crane's plan. Every day, the crane would take one or two fish from the pond, carry them high in the sky, and pretend to drop them into a nearby stream. But each time, instead of helping the fish, he would eat them once they were far enough away from the pond. The crane had been tricking them for days, and soon, only the cleverest of creatures, the wise crab, remained suspicious of the crane's actions. The crab knew something was wrong. One day, the crab approached the crane with the same request. "Crane, I too would like to go to the river. Will you help me, as you helped the others?" The crane, eager to eat the crab, agreed joyfully, thinking it would be an easy meal. He picked the crab up gently and flew with him across the fields. As they reached a remote area, the crab, who had been carefully observing, noticed something strange: piles of fish bones scattered across the ground and no river in sight. The crab immediately realized the crane had been lying. He knew the crane had been eating the fish all along, and now it was his turn. In a quick move, the wise crab grabbed the crane's neck with his powerful claws, squeezing tightly. The crane gasped for breath and struggled to escape, but the crab held on until the crane could no longer breathe. The crane fell to the ground, defeated by the clever crab. The wise crab then returned to the pond, where he gathered all the remaining fish and crabs. He told them what had happened and how the crane had been tricking them. The fish and crabs were grateful to the wise crab for saving them. They celebrated his bravery and thanked him for his quick thinking. From that day on, the pond remained safe, and the wise crab was honored by all the creatures. They learned that even though the crane had been cunning, wisdom and courage could always triumph over deceit. Moral of the story: cleverness and wisdom can outsmart deceit. Always be cautious and think carefully before trusting others, especially when their actions seem too good to be true. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe.